Hello Blue Moon fans! Today I'm going to be talking about the care and feeding of light up headdresses. One of the questions I get a lot is how do I store it? How do I make sure that it stays as beautiful as the day I bought it? Here's some tips. I love these vintage style hat boxes for storing my personal headdresses in. Get the lid off. Because I can nest a couple in here. Even though the headdresses have a lot going on up top, from the side profile, they're actually not that fluffy. They're fluffy in this direction, but not in this direction. So I appreciate that putting them inside of a hat box means that they're not going to get smushed from the top. So all of the foliage and feathers and things can just kind of lay in here and be safe. And also the circular shape kind of preserves the circle of the headdress part. So I've found that the design that I use fits pretty well inside of a traditional hat box like this. Something to keep in mind with the feathers in particular is that the same kind of moth that goes after wool sweaters will also go after feathers. So if you happen to have a problem with those moths, with clothes moths in your house, then you should probably put a square of cedar block or a mothball inside of anything that you're trying to store your feathers in, because otherwise you might end up attracting moths, unfortunately. So just take the same precautions that you would for a wool sweater with your feathered headdresses. Obviously vegan headdresses are made of plastic, and so no moth will eat that. So the second part of this video, I'm going to do a little demo of how to use a steam iron to zhuzh your feathers and make them, if they're looking a little bit worn out and tired and sad, you can actually use a steam iron to sort of fluff them up and give them a second lease on life. Hello! In this part of the video, I'm going to talk about how to give feathers a new life. So sometimes if they haven't been treated with the utmost care, I don't know, I don't judge, I'm really hard on things, so this is why it's important for me to know how to take care of stuff when it's starting to look a little worn. You can actually steam feathers and get them to knit back together. The individual side pieces of, the barbs will start to look a little, they're a little broken or a little more ratty. Once they get to that point, you can actually steam them with a steam iron. And then if you sort of preen them, like if you've ever seen a bird kind of preening itself, it's nice also if you very carefully, I'm almost but not quite ironing it, like I'm just sort of steaming it. I'm not pressing the iron on it, and you can see that, these side pieces here, as I do this, they're starting to spring out and fluff up a little bit more. Maybe I'll just keep doing that. And just sort of preen it and get the individual barbs to sort of knit back together and to smooth out, and it kind of restores the kinks. This is actually making the ostrich plumes a little more fluffy, which is pretty cool. I didn't realize it was going to do that. But yeah, so that's how I take care of feathers on my headdresses. It can be a little bit tricky because there's so many layers stacked together. So in that case, what I would do is just hit the steam button on the iron, have it laid down in front of you and just gently, one little piece at a time, steam it, zhuzh it with my fingers, steam again, zhuzh again, just be careful not to actually iron it, because a lot of the plastic components or the artificial floral stuff is not going to like being in contact with the iron. So make sure to always keep an air gap between the iron, the surface of the iron, and the thing that you're trying to steam. If you have one of those clothes steamers or like a handheld steamer, that might be a better choice. Than the iron is, the surface of the iron is so much hotter that it's living a little bit dangerously. But yeah, so that's how you take care of a feathered headdress from Blue Moon Designs. If you ever need advice, or if you have a headdress emergency, you can always reach out and contact me and ask for a consult. Happy to do that. You'll see a link to my Etsy store in a minute where you can shop all the new headdresses that I have. Well, new. Not that new actually, but you can shop all the headdresses I have in stock. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really helps me out. I'd love to hear your comments, what you think about all these Blue Moon FAQ videos that I've been posting. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.